What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys having a good day so far. Appreciate all you guys being here as always, man. Before we even get started with the Q&A, answering your guys' questions, I do want to hit on some of these super chats we got before I went live. Patrick, again, man, thank you for all the support. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, I enjoy all your live streams and content on Patreon. Thank you for your hard work. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that, Patrick. Thank you, my man. Thank you. And T Money also donated a $5 super chat. Didn't leave a message, but I appreciate you as well, T Money. I see right here you said, thanks, Goat. Appreciate all your content. My highest score ever last night, 383. Morris was still out there balling when I posted last night. Let's get it. Hey, glad to hear that, T Money. I'm glad to hear that, man. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And thank you as well, Patrick. I did want to hit on those before we start answering some questions. But what's up, everybody? What's up, man? What's up, Noah? What's up, DD? What's up, my man? Scored 360 360 points in DK. Still lost. Makes me want to stop playing, but addiction is real. Yeah, last night was kind of another high-scoring slate. A lot of the chalk did well last night. You know, Westbrook, Kelly Olynyk. You know, when those guys that are really popular like they were last night. I mean, what did Westbrook finish with? Like 94 DK points. When he's 50% owned and he puts up 94 DK points, I mean, yeah, the scores are going to be high. So. What's up, my guy? What's up, Galvin? What's up, man? How'd you do last night? No, I did not do that well, JP. Did not cash last night. Dragic really held me down. I played Dragic on both sites, played him on Yahoo as well. I was debating back and forth if I wanted to go with Dragic. Once it was announced he was starting, I ultimately wound up sticking with him. But my DK lineup, I'll pull it up real quick. Finished with 317, which, you know, it was able to cash in some stuff, but not enough to really, you know, get any money back. But I played Westbrook, Marcus Smart, Deni Avdija, Kelly Olynyk, Robert Williams, Goran Dragic, Kawhi, and Isaiah Hartenstein. That was my DK lineup. Originally, at the forward spot, I originally had Jason Tatum, and then I had Kendrick Williams in the util. But once it was announced that Larry Nance was out, I swapped Kendrick Williams to Hartenstein, and then I played Kawhi over Tatum. I mean, I got lucky with Paul George getting ruled out, you know, which benefited Kawhi, but I don't know what Kendrick Williams finished with, but I probably would have just done better if I would have stuck with the original 2v2 that I had. But like last time, I mean, look at it. Like Westbrook put up 94 DK points. He was 45% owned. Kelly Olynyk was 50% owned, put up 44 DK points. I mean, yeah, like when guys are popular and they do what they did like they did last night, I mean, scores are going to be high. Miami Mike, $9.99 super chat. Hey, thank you, Miami Mike. Says broccoli cheddar and iced tea. I appreciate that, Miami Mike. You've donated a lot to the channel. You always seem to donate with the broccoli cheddar and iced tea, so I might have to go after the stream or later tonight for supper. I might have to go down to Panera Bread, give me some broccoli cheddar soup and some iced tea on you. I appreciate that, Miami Mike, though. Thank you, man. Thank you. Skywalker, he donated $5. Super chat says treats for the pup. I appreciate that, Skywalker. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Thank both of you guys. Thank both of you guys. Cash the last two nights. I'm a freak, just kidding. JK had to stop in to throw up my support for your channel before playing some video games. Question, what's the best util under 4K? Well, appreciate you stopping by, John. Best util under 4K, I mean, like there's not a ton right now. I mean, we gotta, like, it's hard to really build lineups right now not knowing the status of Bradley Beal or Paul George. I mean, Bradley Beal and Paul George are both questionable, so, you know, we can't really dig too much into the slate until we get news on Beal and PG. But like just looking below 4K, I would say that, you know, if one of those two guys are out, then yeah, we'll definitely get some value. Like Deni Avdija, I played last night. Once Beal got ruled out, I'd be totally fine going right back to Deni Avdija. So I like him for a value. And then you obviously, you know, you go to Luke Kennard, who started in place of PG. He's 3,400. Jerome Robinson started in place of Beal. He's still minimum salary. So these guys, depending on injuries, would be, you know, the guys I'd be looking to for cheap. Then we got another $5 super chat from Victor. Says, appreciate you, brother. Hey, I appreciate the super chat, Victor. And $5 super chat from San Diego Varsity Sports. Enjoy your show. Thanks for the great site. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy the show, man. I'm glad you enjoy the streams and the content. I appreciate that, brother. He's sleeping as usual. Yeah, he's back there. He's back there behind the pillows. He's passed out. I usually have to wear him out before I start streaming. Like he's a pretty like hyper dog, so I have to wear him out, play with him a little bit before I stream, because if not, he's gonna be back there running around making all kinds of noise. So I gotta get him knocked out a little bit, put him to sleep. Got to wear his ass out. Willie Jones, $5 super chat. Thank you, Willie Jones. Didn't leave a message, man, but I appreciate that. Man, you guys are crazy today. Ton of super chats already, man. We ain't been live but 10 minutes, and you guys are already donating a ton. Well, thank you, man. Thank you to everyone. Appreciate all the support, guys. How many Wizards today in cash? I mean, Jay, it all depends on if Beal plays or not. Like, if Beal is out, then, Westbrook, Denny Avia, Jerome Robinson, I think would all be cash viable. But if Beal plays, like, I don't really want to play any of those Wizards outside of, Westbrook or Beal. So it's all dependent on if Beal plays or not. Panera, oh no you didn't. What's wrong with Panera, T-Money? Panera's pretty good. That's usually where my broccoli cheddar soup, that I really enjoy. It comes from Panera most times. Or McAllister's. McAllister's has some good soup as well. But yeah, Panera's got some. It's overpriced. Panera is it's godly overpriced. Like it is not. It should not be as expensive as it is, but it's still pretty good. Robinson sucked last night. Yeah, he got. If you played Jerome Robinson, I mean, you got really lucky because he got like 3 blocks and 3 steals. He was in foul trouble though. I can't remember what he finished with on DK. I know if you played him like on FanDuel, you probably benefited with the 3 blocks and the 3 steals. I mean, he only had 16 DK points, but he was in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls in 21 minutes. I'd be fine going back to him if Beal's out again. I mean, he's minimum salary, so really, he didn't really kill you last night. Obviously, he didn't really help you win, but he didn't kill your lineup either. Getting 16 from a 3K guy is not going to kill you. So I'd be fine going back to Robinson, be fine going back to Denny Avia if Beal sits again. You think paying up for Jokic is contrarian or a cash game play? I mean, I would say that if Beal is out again, then I think the optimal way to go in cash is going to be to pay up for Westbrook. So, yeah, I think Jokic is going to be a little bit more contrarian on this slate. He's definitely going to be lower owned than Westbrook if Beal is out. So, I'll say that for sure. Jokic or Westbrook, assuming Beal plays. I still think I'd prefer Westbrook, even if Beal is in. But it'd be a lot closer. Do you like Chipotle? Oh, Brandon, I love Chipotle, man. Chipotle is probably my favorite fast food restaurant. And it sucks, the area that I live in, we don't have one. But there's a couple, about an hour away. But yeah, I love Chipotle. Oh my God. It's probably my favorite fast food place. If PG and Kawhi sit, are Man and Kennard locks? I mean, I don't think Kawhi's going to sit. But PG, yeah, if PG's ruled out again, then I do like Kennard and I'd like Terrence Mann as well. I can't remember what Kennard finished with last night. But I know he did start in place of PG. Yeah, he played 32 minutes. He was actually really good, had 31 DK points. I know Terrence Mann had a really good game again. He played over 30 minutes. He played, 34 minutes, 32 DK points. I mean, yeah, if PG's out again, I mean, Terrence Mann's not that cheap, but he'd still be viable at 4,700. Kennard, though, super, super cheap. I'd like Kennard a good amount if PG's out. Yeah, but I see Nick said it. PG News will probably be after lock. That's very true. I mean, what sucks is, the Clippers don't play till 10 o'clock, so this is going to be a tough slate, man. We're going to really be guessing, with, if you load up on these Clippers guys and then PG winds up playing, I mean, you're going to be in pretty bad shape. So I don't know. I hope we get the news before lock. But I mean, I guess you'll have a lot of late swap options because 3 of the 4 games tonight come after 9 o'clock. As long as you don't go too heavy on the early game, I mean, you'll be able to make a lot of late swaps if news doesn't break the way you think it's going to. What do you think about Ross tonight? I'm probably not going to go to Terrence Ross on DK, but if you play on Yahoo, I think Terrence Ross actually looks viable over there. He's super cheap. He's a lot more affordable on Yahoo than he is on DK. On Yahoo's $21. I like him quite a bit over there. Assuming, there's no minutes limit or anything, I think Terrence Ross makes a lot of sense as a shooting guard option on Yahoo. But on DK, I'm not paying over $7K for Terrence Ross. I'd rather get up to Rozier if I can, or even save salary and play, Devontae Graham. Just ordered Chipotle 5 minutes ago. Oh, Miami Mike, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Dude, if we had a Chipotle where I lived, it'd be, God, I don't know how much I would eat it. I'd probably eat about 5 times a week if I could. Have it 3 to 4 times a week, yeah, that's probably what I would do if we had one where I live. I usually only get it a couple times a month, though, because, there's none in my area. I know you said you don't cook, but Chipotle can be replicated at home if you give it a shot. My girlfriend's actually tried it before, and she actually did a pretty good job, but I would have no idea how to even, do any of the stuff you would have to do. I could probably make, the salsa, just cut up some tomatoes, cut up some cilantro and stuff, but, grilling the chicken, doing all that, yeah, that's not my cup of tea. Never been a good cook. If Beal's out again, you feel Westbrook will still get his minutes with a back-to-back. Feel Jokic will be a better top spend up. Your thoughts? I mean, I would still expect Westbrook to play his normal minutes. He's been playing on back-to-backs lately, and he hasn't really been limited in them. So even if Beal plays, I think I still prefer Westbrook over Jokic if Beal plays. And if Beal's out again, then yeah, I'd love Westbrook. If I don't become a member soon, I'm going straight to whoever created YouTube. I think go to, if you don't see it under the chat, if you go to the subscribe button, there's a join button next to the subscribe button. You can click that to become a member. But I think you can do it through the chat as well. I'm not exactly sure. I know you can on computer. I don't know if you can do it like on your iPhone or whatever, or on mobile device. Thoughts on the Charlotte guards? I mean, yeah, I really like the Charlotte guards. Rozier and Graham, I think, are both really good options. Malik Monk I have interest in as well. If we don't get news on PG before lock, I don't want to go too heavy on the early game because I want to have, late swap options in case PG gets ruled out. Like, I want to be able to get Kawhi in if PG gets ruled out. But I think, playing a couple guys from the Charlotte-Washington game makes plenty of sense. I don't want, like, half my lineup, though, coming from that game because I want to be able to make late swaps if PG gets ruled out after lock. I'm DD, $2 super chat. Good luck, buddy. I look forward to your videos. Hey, I appreciate that, DD. Thank you for the super chat, man. And thank you for all the support, as always. Appreciate that, brother. What do you think about Lin with Gafford out? I mean, I think the minutes are a little bit more secure for Lin. Like, Gafford's actually been getting a good amount of run off the bench, but, he got hurt last night. He's going to be out for a while. I didn't see the injury, but I heard people were saying, like, the injury to Gafford was, like, really bad. I mean, yeah, Lin's viable, I guess. I still never enjoy playing Alex Lin. Like, anytime I play Alex Lin, I feel like it never goes well. But he'll probably get, like, low to mid-20s minutes if I had to guess. My best guess is him and Robin Lopez split the center minutes. It's going to depend on who's playing better, though. Like, Lin could get more than Lopez if he's playing better. You could go there at 4K. I feel like, if Beal gets ruled out again, if PG's out, there's going to be other values I prefer over Lin. But, we don't have that news right now, so we'll just have to wait and see. But, like, I think if Beal's out, I'd rather play, like, Denny Avia over Alex Lin, I think. You still like the Hornets top three, Rozier, Graham, and Hayward? Yeah, I'm still interested in all three of those guys. Like I said earlier, though, Jay, we don't have a ton of news right now, so we're waiting on news with Paul George and stuff. So if we don't get news on Paul George before lock, I want to leave myself late swap options. I don't want to be too heavy on the early game, so I want to be able to late swap if I need to. But I still think playing a couple guys from that game, like let's say Beal gets ruled out, I could totally see playing Westbrook, Avia, maybe Rui, and then, maybe one or two Hornets, if that. Howard gets ejected again. I'm going to lose my shit tonight. Yeah, he's got ejected in 2 straight games. Just crazy. Biyombo in play, I don't have any interest in Biyombo, really. Like, with Cody Zeller there, I mean, Cody Zeller's going to take minutes away. I know Zeller hasn't been playing much lately, but I don't really want to go to Biyombo on this slate. Like, I haven't been playing the Hornets centers. I was on Biyombo whenever Zeller was out, but now that Zeller's back, like, just don't really want to go there. They'll play a lot of small ball too, where they have PJ Washington play the 5. Like, it's no guarantee you get 48 minutes from Biyombo and Zeller. Rank these 3 guards on Yahoo: Ross, MCW, and Curry. Probably rank them in the order you have them. Ross number 1, MCW 2, and then Curry 3. Is PG looking iffy to play? If so, you like Kawhi and Man. Man killed it again last game. I mean, we don't exactly know on PG. Like, my best guess is he's probably going to be out again, especially facing an Orlando team that, is not good at all. Like, they don't need Paul George here. My best guess he sits again, but I really have no idea. Like, he could play. I wouldn't be surprised. He could be out again. I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah, if PG's out again, really like Kawhi, really like Man. Kennard would be a good value as well. Reggie Jackson, those guys would look like better options too. Andre Drummond makes his debut on Wednesday. You think he will shine in LA? In terms of fantasy, like especially out of the gate, I think he's going to be really good for DFS. I mean, especially with LeBron and AD both hurt, I think Drummond's he should be able to produce when he's out there. Now, how are they going to play alongside AD? How's he going to play alongside LeBron? To be determined, but I like the pickup. I mean, Drummond. I don't think Drummond's someone you're really building a championship team around, but, getting another star player around LeBron and AD, a guy that can rebound, can get offensive boards, I like the pickup, honestly. You're never going to build a championship team around Andre Drummond, but, when you put Andre Drummond in there with AD, with LeBron, I mean, that's a pretty good three guys. Pretty good group of three, I should say. I don't know if Drummond really, is going to bring them a ton of offense, but I love that, he can crash the boards, he can get those offensive rebounds, and give them extra possessions. How many plays do you like from the first game? I mean, it's all dependent on if Beal's in or out. Like, if Beal plays, really the only guys I'm looking to on Charlotte are going to be Beal and Westbrook, or on Washington, excuse me. If Beal's out, though, then Westbrook, Rui, Advia, Robinson would all be viable. I'm not necessarily saying I'd play all four of those guys, but they would be all viable. On the Hornets side, there's about 3 or 4 guys I'm looking to there. I'm not playing like 6 guys from that game, but I think if Beal's out, Westbrook, Advia, and then maybe like Graham, Hayward, that's fine with me. But like I said, I want to have I want to have at least 2 or 3 spots open in case PG gets ruled out. I want to be able to get, Kawhi in there if I can. Or maybe just even play Kawhi. It's not like Kawhi's going to be a bad play if Paul George plays. Maybe you just play Kawhi anyway and hope that Paul George gets ruled out. Sorry I'm late to you live, but what do you think about man with Kawhi and PG? I mean, we don't exactly know if PG's going to play yet. If PG plays, I don't have that much interest in man. Like, I don't really want to play man at 4,700 if Kawhi and PG are both in. But yeah, if PG's out again, I'm totally fine playing Terrence Mann. Hey guys, our likes to viewers ratio sucks. Let's step it up. Hey, we got to hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button as always, man. I appreciate all you being here. I appreciate all the support, guys. All the super chats, man. The super chats have been insane today. But I appreciate the support. Hit that like button as always. Top center plays besides Jokic. I mean, I think if Wendell Carter starts, like I assume at some point Wendell Carter's going to be in the starting lineup for the Magic. It could be today. It could maybe be the next game, but I like Wendell Carter if he starts. He's probably my next favorite center. I think DeAndre Ayton is still a little bit too cheap. Dwight Howard, I like coming off the bench. Those are probably like the 2 or 3 guys I'm looking to outside of Jokic. Let's play the what-if game. If Beal is in and we don't know the status of PG before lock, what is your exposure to the Wizards-Hornets game? Probably not much on the Wizards side outside of maybe Westbrook. On the Hornets side, I would still like, Rozier, Graham, Hayward. But I wouldn't have many Wizards. If Beal's in, the only Wizards I'm even considering are Beal and Westbrook. And I don't even know if I'd be playing both those guys. Or either one of those guys. Any thoughts on Rondo? Not sure about minutes. Is he available to play yet? I know he's been out these last few games. All right, so he didn't play yesterday with a groin injury. So he's with the team, but he's still injured. He still has a groin injury. I mean, I don't exactly know how many minutes he would get with his first game with the team. Probably don't think I'd be going there. That's kind of risky. I guess you can, maybe late swap to like Luke Kennard or something if Rondo gets ruled out. But I probably wouldn't be playing Rondo on this slate. Thoughts on Simmons and Paul? I mean, I don't have a ton of interest in either one. Like, I'd probably rather play like the Hornets guards for cheaper over Simmons and Paul. Like, give me Terry Rozier for cheaper. Give me Devontae Graham for cheaper. If I can get up to Westbrook, I think I'd rather get up to Westbrook over those 2 guys. I don't have much interest in Simmons or Paul, honestly. If not playing Jokic, which center would you have the most interest in? Capella, Ayton, Howard, or Birch on Yahoo? I mean, probably Capella if you can get him in. It would be between like Capella or Ayton. I mean, I guess if you can play Capella, you probably just want to play him there. Wendell Carter, though, I like a lot on Yahoo at his price tag. If he starts, I think Wendell Carter is a really good value on Yahoo. He's super cheap there. But again, you're guessing. Who knows what the Magic are going to do with their starting lineup. Washington or Gordon? Probably take P.J. Washington over Aaron Gordon. I liked man a few games ago. Now ownership will mess up the man play because everyone will now try and jump on that train now. Secret's out. I mean, yeah, he's been good lately. I still don't know if I'd want to play Terrence Mann if Kawhi and PG are both playing. I think Terrence Mann really benefits when one of those 2 guys are out. I know he's had some good games recently with them playing, but some of that's been due to blowout. So it depends on if PG's in or out. If PG's in, I don't want to play Terrence Mann. I'll let other people do that. But yeah, if PG's out, really do like Terrence Mann again. Paul George burned me. I guess I should pay more attention to starting lineups. I mean, yeah, that news came out pretty late. Like, you had to be ready. I mean, it came out like 30 minutes before the game started, but yeah, if you didn't catch that, you kind of got screwed last night. Bacon overpriced. On Draftkings, I think his price point's, starting to get up there, especially now that Terrence Ross is back. But I still expect Bacon to have a pretty big role with this team. I mean, they don't really have a ton of offense, this Magic team, and I think Bacon's, one of those guys that can actually create his own shot. He can score. I still do have some interest in him. I like him a lot more on Yahoo, where he's a lot more affordable. He's still viable on Draftkings. I would just say that, I don't think he's as good of a play as he has been these last few slates. Now that his price is up, now that Terrence Ross is back, I'm not running to roster Dwayne Bacon. No Rui if Beal is out. If Beal's out, I'm fine playing Rui. I don't know if he'd be like a priority for me, but I'm fine going to him if Beal's out again. Rondo is out. Oh, we might have just got that news. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Rondo's going to play anyway, but did we just get that? Yeah, we just got that news. Okay, Paul George is questionable. Rondo's out. Beverly and Ibaka remain out. So, yeah, this Paul George news is very important, and we're probably not going to get it before lock. So, it's going to be another night where we're going to have to be at the computer after lock. You're going to have to be ready to make some late swaps. Monk or Terrence Mann? I mean, if we know PG is out, I'd rather play Terrence Mann, but, we're probably not going to get that news before lock, so you might just want to play it safe and take Malik Monk. With Gafford hurting his ankle in previous game, do you see Lynn getting the minutes for Washington? I mean, I think he probably gets like 22, 24 minutes. You still never know what they're going to do with the center minutes in Washington, but my best guess is you get like 24, 25 minutes from Lynn and then 22, 23 minutes from Lopez. Lynn's viable, but I don't really consider him like a top value, honestly. Appreciate all you do, homie. Hey, sure thing, Keith. I appreciate you being here, man. Best forwards to play on Yahoo. I mean, the Orlando guys look really good on Yahoo just because they're a lot more affordable there. Like, Dwayne Bacon's cheap still. Okeke is still very cheap. So I like both them. Gordon Hayward, I think, is still a little bit too cheap, especially for a good matchup like this against Washington. And Kawhi is obviously going to be a top forward option if Paul George is out. But even if Paul George plays, I think Kawhi is still a really good option. What if they just rest both Westy and Leonard? I mean, I don't think either one of those... I mean, neither one of those guys are on the injury report, so I'm assuming that Westbrook and Kawhi are both going to play. Any interest in Zeller or Biyombo? We mentioned it earlier. I don't really have much interest in either one of those guys, just because the minutes, like I know Zeller, like he played like 11 minutes last game. Biyombo's still been starting, but like he's only been playing like around 20 minutes. We've seen they're fine playing PJ Washington at center. Like, they'll give PJ Washington big minutes, throw an extra guard into the lineup. Like, they're not going to just play Biyombo and Zeller 48 minutes combined. Like, they'll play a lot of small ball with PJ Washington at the 5, and they can do that in this matchup against Washington. So, yeah, I don't have much interest in either one of the Hornets, big men. Thanks, Noah. Good luck, everyone. Hey, good luck, T-Money. Good luck, man. Graham, Rozier, Monk, Hayward, Okeke, Porter, Jokic, Capella. I mean, 4 Hornets does feel like a lot. I don't know if I'd want to play all 4 of those guys, but the rest, I mean, I'm fine with the rest, but yeah, 4 Hornets does feel like a little bit too much. Maybe you could swap like Monk to Man and then just hope that, PG gets ruled out. Or maybe you could downgrade Capella to somebody and then upgrade Hayward to Kawhi and hope PG gets ruled out. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I'd be playing, 4 Hornets on this slate. I think 2 to 3 is fine, though. If you want to play Kawhi, it would be wise to have another late game player to help assist in the swap. Yeah, I mean, probably that makes the most sense. But like, even if you do play Kawhi, it's not like you have to swap off of him if PG plays. Like, Kawhi's still a good option if Paul George plays. He's just not, as much of a priority as he would be. Like, if we know Paul George is out before lock, I mean, I'm 100% playing Kawhi. But even if Paul George winds up playing, I mean, you could still use Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi still has plenty of upside, even with Paul George in. But maybe, like, let's say you have Kawhi and Luke Kennard in there at your forward and util spots, and then Paul George winds up playing. You can maybe downgrade Kawhi to, I don't really know, maybe one of the Orlando guys, and then you could upgrade Luke Kennard to somebody else. But yeah, if you build your lineup assuming Paul George plays and Paul George winds up out, like if you're building with Kennard in there and Kawhi in there, and Paul George winds up playing, then you can maybe just make a little swap, so that way you can find somebody else to get off of Kennard. Because Kennard is going to be like the one guy that if Paul George's in, I don't want to play Kennard, but if Kawhi, like I'm fine playing Kawhi still. I'm guessing Leonard and PG sit. Why play a G League team? I feel like PG is gonna sit, but who knows? Honestly, who knows? I mean, what's the spread on this game? I mean, yeah, the Clippers are favored by 11.5. So, I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like, I don't feel like they would push him here. Like, why would you bring him back on a back-to-back against probably one of the worst teams in the league? Like, it doesn't really make any sense, but who knows, honestly. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we get word that Kawhi winds up resting. I mean, they've done that before. Like, Kawhi won't be on the injury report, and then literally an hour before the game starts, Kawhi gets ruled out. So just be ready to make swaps. It's going to be one of those nights where you need to be checking for news, because there's going to be some news that comes out after lock, I feel like. Do you have a guess on the percentage of DK players that watch YouTube DFS shows or just wing it? I mean, I really don't know. I know there's a lot of DFS guys. I don't know if some of like the top players in the world, like Papa, Gates, and Chipotle and all those guys, like I don't know if they're on watching YouTube shows, but I mean, hell, Osimo, he's one of the top players. He has his own YouTube channel, so I mean, DFS content is very popular on YouTube. Like, it's growing. Like, I mean, I started making DFS videos probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's crazy how much, how many new channels there are. Like, I remember when I first started, there weren't a ton of people making DFS videos, 3 to 4 years ago. And now there's, a lot of channels, and there are a lot of good channels. They put out a lot of good content. I mean, DFS content's become very, very popular on YouTube. What's up, Noah? Thoughts on Terrence Ross in cash? I usually only play him in GPPs. I mean, on Draftkings, I don't think I'd be playing Terrence Ross in cash, but like on Yahoo, he's a lot more affordable there. I'd probably be fine going him to cash on Yahoo. I mean, I still think I'd want to get Rozier over Terrence Ross, but he's cash viable on Yahoo, not on DK though. Not at his price on DK. Paul George won't play. Him and Kawhi sit out any chance they can. Yeah, like I'm probably gonna build my lineup assuming Paul George is out, and I'm sure if I do that, like I feel like anytime I build my lineup assuming somebody's gonna be out, they always wind up playing. So I don't know, but I really like my best guess is Paul George just doesn't play. I mean, I think the injury. What's the injury? It was a knee injury or his foot. Like I think the foot that was like the foot that kept him out for a while, or the foot that he re-injured, it's like the one that kept him out for a while. So you would think they're going to play it safe here and hold him out against one of the worst teams in the league. And they play in the Nuggets Thursday. Good chance they both... I mean, yeah, if they're playing the Nuggets Thursday... God, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. God. Like, I really do feel like we're going to get news at like 8:30 that Kawhi and PG are both out. I don't know why. And just like completely fuck everything up. Like this is the totals, like just rest Kawhi, rest PG out of nowhere type of game. I watch a couple other guys with DFS content. All three are on Capella today. What do you think that is? I mean, probably just price tag and matchup, I guess. Like, I mean, they're gonna need him against DeAndre Ayton. He's 7,400. I mean, if Capella plays 30 minutes, he's very likely to pay off 7,400. So it makes sense. I mean, I don't know if Capella is like a top center option for me. Like, I think I'd rather play. Like, if Wendell Carter starts, he's probably one of my favorite centers, and I think he's definitely going to be underowned just because, he didn't start last game. He only played 20 minutes. But if he starts, I like him a lot for 5,500. But, I mean, yeah, Capella's a good option. I don't know if I'm playing Capella, but, I mean, it makes sense to people be on him. I mean, it's a 4-game slate. Good, we play Collins then? I mean, yeah, I guess that's a way you can differentiate. I don't know if there's really much leverage there, playing Collins. What about Terrence Mann? I mean, we've discussed Terrence Mann a good amount. Like for me, it's all dependent on Kawhi and PG. Like if PG's out again, I'm totally fine playing Terrence Mann. If Paul George plays and Kawhi plays, like I don't know if I'd be going to Terrence Mann at his price tag. Well, yeah, if Kawhi's out, then yeah, you could go there, but you're guessing right now. We don't have that news right now, so you're just throwing guesses. Thanks, Noah. You're my favorite by far. Hey, well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm your favorite. Do y'all think Kawhi sits? I mean, I've said it, Joe. Like, this feels like the type of game where you would think, just give Kawhi the rest on the back-to-back. But again, like, how many minutes did he play last night? I know it was a blowout last night. He still played 36 minutes. I'm assuming Paul George is going to be out. I wouldn't be surprised if Kawhi winds up sitting as well. But I think it's pretty. I would say it's probably like 70-30 that Paul George is out. So I'm probably playing, like Luke Kennard. I'm playing some of those guys and just crossing my fingers, hoping that Kawhi sits or that PG sits. Smash those likes for our boy Noah. Yeah, guys, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button as always. How many likes we got? I don't even know. I can't even see on my screen, but I appreciate all the likes and I appreciate all you tuning in as always. We'll be live for just a few more minutes. It's a short slate, so there really isn't much to talk about, but we'll be live for about 5 to 10 more minutes if you guys got any last minute questions. It's really tough to build lineups right now, not having any updates on Beal and Paul George. Chris Bonnell's pretty awesome too. Yeah, I know Chris. I mean, I've never talked to him personally, but I watched some of his videos. He's another guy that puts out really good content. There's a lot of guys out there, man. Like I don't know if there's really any guys that are purposely throwing out bad videos. Like there's a lot of good, videos on YouTube. And that's, DFS is becoming, I would say it's becoming a lot harder because there's so much good free content out there. Even if you're a bad DFS player, like even if you don't know what you're doing, like you can find videos on YouTube. People can kind of teach you what to do, or even just give you the plays. But I feel like that's kind of stupid. As soon as you said that, notification goes off. PG questionable. Yeah, PG's questionable. Bradley Beal's questionable too. Hopefully, when the 5:30 injury report comes out, we'll get another update on Paul George. But we probably won't. We probably won't if I had to guess. But maybe when the 5:30 injury report comes out, we'll get an update on Beal and Paul George. Yeah, he's got a lot of viewers on NASCAR. I have no idea. Like, dude, I'm terrible at NASCAR. I mean, I've never even played it or even tried it. Just not something I've really been into. For me, I'm just basketball, football, baseball, and been getting into golf. But those are really my three main sports. And baseball starts Thursday, for those of you that don't know. So we'll be having some baseball videos coming up on the channel pretty soon. Probably gonna, I don't exactly know when, but I think maybe Wednesday I'm gonna make my video for opening day. And I plan on making both NBA and MLB videos for like the first couple weeks just to see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get too worn out. Graham or Ayton? I think I'd rather have Devontae Graham over DeAndre Ayton. Between those two, I mean, both are solid, but I think I'd rather have Graham. You like Bridges or Harris? I mean, if you're asking me to choose between the two, I think I'd rather have Tobias Harris, but yeah. I don't know if either like Bridges or Harris I'm really building around tonight, but if I had to pick one, I'd go with Harris. You do content for NFL? Yes, I do NFL, NBA, MLB. Those are the three main sports I play. And I've been getting into PGA a lot more. Maybe later in the future I'll make PGA content, but I do make NFL, NBA, and MLB content. Hartenstein on Cavs touches the ball a lot. He's a great pick when Cavs play again. I mean, yeah, that's if Jared Allen and Larry Nance are out. Hartenstein, the only reason he got so much playing time last night was because both those guys were out. But yeah, Hartenstein, just dating back to his time with the Rockets, if you guys remember that, like Hartenstein was good when he was with the Rockets when he would get playing time. He was good for fantasy at least. He was a point per minute player. Yeah, once it was announced Larry Nance was out, I liked Hartenstein a lot, and I got him in on DK. I didn't want to play him on Yahoo, but he was someone I wanted to late swap to for sure. Baseball going to be a break from this NBA grind? I mean, yeah, I'm just excited for a new sport, honestly. I don't want to say that baseball is my favorite sport. Like, it's probably my least favorite of the three that I mainly play. But I'm excited to have a new sport to play, new sport to sweat, something new to watch on TV. Would you play Rui today? For me, it depends on if Beal's in or out. If Beal plays, not much interest in Rui. If Beal's out again, though, I like Rui a good amount. I mean, Rui, he's shown a lot more upside when Beal's off the floor. He gets to be more aggressive. He gets to take more shots, and we saw that last night. I mean, I can't remember how many shots he took, but he was pretty aggressive last night. Had another good game. So yeah, if Beal is out, I do have some interest in Rui. Are you still going live once MLB starts? I don't do MLB. Yeah, I still plan on streaming. I don't exactly know what my schedule is going to be. Like, I don't know if I'm going to stream both sports, if I'm just going to stream one of the two. We're going to have to wait and see. We'll have to see what the viewership's like for MLB. I know MLB is not nearly as popular as a sport as NBA. But, maybe when opening day gets here, when MLB starts, there'll be a lot of people wanting to try it out. So maybe we'll see. I do still plan on making videos for both sports, and I want to still stream for NBA. It's to be determined if I'm going to do MLB streams as well. But like the thing is, most days MLB and NBA, they start around the same time. So if I were to do streams, I would have to do like an NBA stream in the afternoon and then an MLB stream like closer to lock, or maybe vice versa. It would probably I'd probably flip-flop that. I'd probably do the MLB stream in the afternoon and then start doing NBA streams closer to lock if I were to stream for both. Punt catcher, punt outfield, one ace. Baseball isn't so tough. I mean, yeah. I'm ready to be rostering some 2K catchers batting ninth in the order, hoping they get me a walk and a run. Hey, Noah, popped in late. Which center are you running? I tried to fit Jokic, but I need like 4 punt plays to make it work. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to pay up for Jokic like in my one lineup tonight. So, like I said earlier, if Wendell Carter, if we know he's starting, we're probably not going to know that before lock, but Wendell Carter, I like a lot if he winds up starting. I think at some point he's going to start for the Magic. It could be today, it could be a few games from now, but I do like Wendell Carter. I think even if he comes off the bench, I still think he gets like mid-20s minutes. He's going to be super low-owned if I had to guess, so I like Wendell Carter. I think DeAndre Ayton is still a little bit too cheap. You could play Capella too, but probably Carter or Ayton I'm looking to outside of Jokic. MLB is the only sport where I don't get mad if a crush spot flakes out. I mean, Mike Trout's supposed to fail 90 or 70% of the time. That is very true, Rich. That is very true. MLB is the one sport where no matter how good of a spot it is, like Mike Trout could be facing the worst pitcher in the league and he could strike out 4 times and you wouldn't be surprised. For power forward, I have 6,200. Any thoughts? Let's see. Power forward, 6,200. I mean, I'd probably take Rui there if Beal is out. So if Beal's out, I'd go with Rui. If Beal plays, and I'd probably take like Aaron Gordon or Okiki. Probably Aaron Gordon, but it's close between him and Okiki. Rui, though, I would like the most there if Beal's out again. UCLA versus Michigan and USC versus Gonzaga. Who you got? I mean, I hate that my Noles got eliminated last night or the other day against Michigan. Honestly, since Michigan beat my Noles, I'm gonna have to take UCLA and then I'll guess Gonzaga over USC. I was considering Howard, but he's been ejected two games in a row. Yeah, very true. As long as Howard can not get ejected, I mean, I think they're going to need him out there against Jokic. Like, Howard's going to have to play 28, 30 minutes, I think. He's going to be super low on. I mean, with back-to-back ejections, with back-to-back, bad games, I don't think really many people are going to go to Howard. So he makes sense in tournaments for sure. Birch or Morris? If Paul George is out again, I'd rather have Marcus Morris. So, yeah, I'd probably take Marcus Morris there. I think Birch is going to lose minutes to Wendell Carter, moving forward. And we saw that last game. I mean, Birch's minutes went way down. And I think they're just going to keep going down, when Wendell Carter starts getting more minutes with the team. When you picked Dragic last night, was low-owned part of his appeal to you? Low-owned, and then once it was announced he was starting, that was a big thing for me. Like, I was going to get off of him if he wasn't starting. But once it was announced he was starting, I felt pretty confident that he was going to get closer to 30 minutes. And, I mean, it was just a bad game from Dragic. He finished with like 9 DK points or something. He had like 2 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and like 4 turnovers. I mean, it was just a terrible game, and he only played like 24 minutes. But yeah, he was super low owned. I mean, on Yahoo, he's like 3% owned. On DK, I think he was like 5% owned or something in most of the contests I was in. But that was the big one. I mean, yeah, Dragic, he killed me last night. If I could have even gotten like 20 DK points from Dragic, I would have been totally fine, but he killed me, man. He killed me. But all right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We've been live for about 45 minutes. I think we pretty much answered everything on this 4-game slate. You know, we still got to wait for news on Beal. We still got to wait for news on PG. It's tough to really make lineups right now. Hopefully we get some updates on these guys, you know, pretty soon. But as always, man, good luck tonight, guys. I appreciate you watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with another stream, with another video. And then, you know, I'll probably have my MLB video up pretty soon for opening day. So be on the lookout for that. Good luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for the support, for the super chats. Appreciate you guys. Good luck tonight. Let's get it, fellas. Let's get it, baby.